He's a man of few words, but a man of action. Please welcome Mr. Varkey to the stage. Good luck.
Good morning. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to welcome you to the 4th Global Education and Skills Forum. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here in Dubai. Firstly, I must thank His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE and the ruler of Dubai, for honoring us with this patronage of this event. It's His Highness's vision that has inspired all of us to put together this conference. We could not have done any of this without his support. I'm standing here because I want to start this conference with a simple question. Why are we meeting here today? Why are we gathered today in this room? Why have we decided that this is the most important place we can be at this moment, right here, right now? We are not here just to enjoy this great city. We are not here just to enjoy the sunshine. We are not here just to get together. We are here because we have heard a call. It is a call of a child, but not just one child. It is a call of hundreds of millions of deprived children. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an invisible wall that runs through the middle of our planet. When a baby is born, which side of that wall the baby grows upon is something which falls to the hand of God. But ladies and gentlemen, what happens to that child after they are born lies in our hands. Many years ago, with great fanfare, the Millennium Development Goals were created, pledging that every child would get an education. And yet, 15 years later, 58 million children around the world still do not attend primary schools, while 500 million children are in failing schools. At the current rates of progress, it will take until 2072 to end youth illiteracy. That's several more generations who will miss out on the chance of a decent life for themselves and their families. Governments around the world came together last autumn to agree the UN Sustainable Development Goals. New targets were set with new deadlines to solve the world's greatest challenges once and for all. But I am disappointed once again to see that education featured as goal number 4 and not at the very top. It has become a habit to treat education as a second-order issue to be dealt after poverty has been eradicated, hunger ended, and healthcare improved. And yet, without education, none of the other goals can be achieved. There is no end to poverty without education. There is no end to disease without education. There is no solution to climate change without education. In fact, there is no hope without education. I fear that unless we make education our number one priority, then governments will not give it the importance that is required. We must be clear that we have a global education crisis on our hands. It may not appear on the evening news or trending on Twitter. Perhaps that is because its impact is gradual rather than dramatic. It doesn't lend itself to a simple, powerful photo that shows the suffering of its victims. But it is there, a cancer, slowly eating away at the futures of young people around the world. And now, a new threat to education has emerged. Conflict and chaos in the Middle East are preventing a whole generation of young people going to school. Education has been the silent casualty of the civil war in Syria. At least a quarter of the schools in Syria have been damaged or destroyed, and almost 3 million Syrian children are out of school. Every day, children are losing a day of education that they'll never get back. So far, the world's response has been totally inadequate. By starving these children of an education, we are failing to give them the skills they need to rebuild their society and possibly leaving them open to radicalization. But in spite of all this bad news, the good news is that we already know how to solve the global education crisis. Unlike the public health emergencies caused by the Zika or Ebola outbreaks, we don't have to wait until the scientists have developed a vaccine. The formula for giving every child good education is simple and proven. Teachers that are well respected, well trained, well paid. Not only must we find more money to overcome this crisis, but my belief is that by pooling our creativity, generosity, and persistence, we can collectively overcome this education crisis. We need to take greater collective responsibility for the situations we are in and work together to banish this injustice once and for all. But we won't make progress unless we do one important thing. We must treasure teachers. Teachers build a bridge from the present to the future, taking us from where we are to where we want to be, turning our dreams into reality. They bring us hope, opportunity, and self-respect. Two years ago, I launched the Global Teacher Prize. I said that I wanted to shine a spotlight on a great teachers and raise the status of the profession. I am delighted to say that this initiative has received the full support of the UAE and other governments. And with the support of His Holiness Pope Francis, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, President Clinton, UNESCO Director General Irina Bokova, and Bill Gates, we have made great progress. This year's winner of the Global Teacher Prize will be announced this weekend. But I would like every teacher and every school around the world to know that the Global Teacher Prize celebrates all of them and the great work they do every single day. I want to personally thank you and all the teachers for the great work you do. My hope is that children from around the world will watch Sunday ceremony and think about what their own teachers do for them. I want to incite them and inspire them to take up teaching as a profession. And perhaps next year, they will nominate their own teacher. This conference provides a unique opportunity. Education, the key to solving the world's problems, has never been at the top of global intrigue. But if we work together, government, business, and civil society, we have it in our power to finally give every child their birthright, a good education. Over the next few days, I ask you all to dig deep. Use every ounce of your knowledge, talent, dedication, and experience to make the global education crisis history. Remember, whatever the question, education is the answer. Thank you.